And we're live! What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, the last... Nope. The first Wednesday of July. How's it going? I hope you guys are all doing awesome. I saw Lisa comment about weather. It is not... It's warm in here. It's definitely a bit humid, but it's not horrible today compared to what it was like a few weeks ago. It's still hot. Let's see. It is... Oh, right now it says it's only 71, so that's very, very comfortable. It's a lot hotter than 71 in this garage, I'll tell you that, but I have a filament dryer like 3 feet away from me, and that is probably contributing to it. So let's see who's all here today. We got Lord Gitz in the house. We got Tuxedo. Hello, hello. Rob. No, the air horn was from me. I saw Rob. Thank you for 29 months. I just figured I'm not gonna wait. I was sitting here. I was like, we're gonna spam the air horn. Hey Luke, how's it going? I saw Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa was here nice and early. Hey Rod. Hey Gergman. Speaking of weather, so allergies. We had the wildest storm roll in this weekend. We definitely get the occasional summer storm here, but usually it's just a little bit of thunder and lightning, and so we thought that's what this was gonna be. And Erin and I were standing by the back window watching the lightning and thunder roll in. She was moving pretty quickly. Then all of a sudden, the wind picked up to speeds I've never seen before, and 2 of these massive cottonwood trees, I don't know, I don't want to exaggerate, but like 40 foot tall, maybe, just completely bent in half and snapped at the center. And so then we got away from the windows, and the most aggressive hailstorm I've ever experienced in my life happened. The garden pretty much got entirely destroyed. Basically everything is shredded to pieces. I'm hoping some of it comes back, but it was crazy. This was, I'm gonna show you guys this quick video here. So this was me during the storm because levels were getting above, let's see. So this was Saturday, or Friday maybe, hold on. That is me with a snow shovel. The hail came down so fast and slush that our drains around the house were not able to remove it, so it was just dumping onto the house, and it got pretty much to the top of where our slider, like the base of our slider is. And I was freaking out that the snow is gonna start like working its way, like start getting in towards the house, and so I grabbed a snow shovel and was shoveling snow this weekend. It was wild. So yeah, the most bizarre weather. And then it'll be 98 degrees Fahrenheit next week, so like the swings are just insane. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was so loud. Like the combination of the hail with how aggressive it was and how strong the wind was blowing, it sounded like someone was just rapid firing BBs at the window. Like it was the loudest sound I've ever heard. And thankfully the hail didn't get above, like, you know, pretty small pellet sized, even though there was lots of it. But if we had larger hail during that storm, I don't doubt it would have shattered windows. Like it was scary. It went from like, this is neat, to like, oh my gosh, is our house gonna be okay? So yeah, it's been by far the wildest weather I've experienced. So yeah. Let me see. Let me update you guys kind of on what's going on here. So we are building the Siboor boom. We've been working on it. I think this is our 5th or 6th stream now. Last week, I apologize. I wasn't feeling great. Aaron wasn't feeling great, and I ended up just kind of resting for most of the day. It was definitely needed. The only thing I've done since I saw you guys last was I installed the little keyback thing here. So this just prevents the gantry from slamming down. So if you look at the gantry now, it is, or the entire X and gantry, it will stay in place. So that's the only thing I've added since I saw you guys last. And the game plan today is that we get the entire tool head done, so that way all that's left is wiring, and then we can actually print. So I'm going to... Big hail does a lot of damage. Yeah, I oops, dropped a piece. I shared that video with a couple of my coworkers, and a few of my coworkers that live in... Oh gosh, I always forget the name of the... It's in Calgary. Calgary showed me some videos or photos of hail they got over, I don't know when it was, they've been there for decades, but the balls were like that big, and I was like, dude, like baseball size hail, crazy. I know that definitely some parts of the U.S. get. I think Texas gets pretty aggressive hail. I've never lived anywhere that has, you know, hail to that extent. Okay, let's see. There we go. I think this is it on autofocus? It is. That's probably not going to work. Let's do manual focus. Also, in some exciting news, we did sign and pay for the deposit on the shed. So hopefully next week we get concrete poured. I ended up pulling a permit for the building, so I haven't been able to get a hold of an electrician. So the game plan will be, they'll pour the concrete. The concrete guy is going to basically put a PVC pipe 8 inches off of a corner and 2 inches in, so that way there's a route for conduit to go through or electrical wires. The shed is getting built on the 27th, I think. And then after that, I have to get it inspected to make sure that it's anchored properly to the concrete. And then I have to figure out electrical. So maybe between now and then I'll figure out the electrician. I really wanted to go with the electrician that did the lights in here and added all the outlets and installed the mini split hookup out there, but I called twice and left voicemails. I filled out their form online, and it's been like a week and a half and I haven't heard back, so I don't know what's going on. We get thunderstorms and Missouri gets scary thunderstorms. What state are you in, Lisa? I know you're East Coast. Are you not New York? Are you Jersey? I can't remember. Nasty thunderstorm is just a summer day that ends here, although we don't get much hail here in Florida. I thought we might get a thunderstorm the other night, but we've only seen 2 thunderstorms here in the past 12 years. Wow, you guys really don't. We get them a lot. We get California. Man, my allergies. I took a pill last night. It's the garage, man. It just must be dust, and I was doing lasering stuff, so there was a bunch of maybe wood fumes still floating around. In California, we would occasionally get them, but it was very uncommon where I lived. Here, every year we get scattered thunderstorms, and the scattered thunderstorms are really cool. I remember the first time we got them, I was sitting in my living room, and I kept seeing flashing, and I was like, is someone out there with a camera? Because it was just flash, 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 and you look outside, and like, I mean, just this whole sky is just rippling with like lightning everywhere, and that is something I'd never experienced, which is really cool to see. New York State, okay. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. We've got to get building. Oh man, I do want to show you guys one more thing. Okay, so I have been printing out parts for MOG. I got the frame done, and I'm working on the gearbox housing. For now, the gearbox housing, so like the entire print, all the prints pretty much will be in PETG. Gearbox housing right now is going to be in ABS, and then the gears, I'm not sure yet. It's probably going to be either nylon or a CF nylon. But I gotta show you guys how adorable these are. I showed Erin these, and she's like, "Oh my goodness." Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this little jack stand. It's just adorable. So when I saw these, I thought like, oh, I don't know that I really need those, but I guess once you get the frame built, because of the weight of it all, it helps to have it on this. And then I also saw somebody that said, because of the weight of the finished truck, ideally long term you don't want to rest it on the tires because it can create flat spots or whatever. And so you put it on these little jack stands. But yeah, I printed, there's 6 of these for we're doing the 6x6 flatbed. And I had to share these because I'm like, look at this. It's adorable. So anyways, that's the last of my show and tell for today. Thank you for coming. All right, let's get to building. Had baseball size hail back in '98 while driving. Oh my God, that's horrible. Silent lightning in the clouds. Saw one of those last summer, really spectacular. Yeah. Hey 1060, how's it going? All right, so today is the day of the dragon burner. So let's start doing that. We have got the main pieces we need are this little guy right here. It's a little bit aggressive as far as brightness goes. Let me see if I can adjust the f-stop a little bit. Is that a little better? Or is that too dark? Maybe like that. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Okay. So we got this. We got all of our, basically it uses BMG parts kit, even though I don't think any of this is actual BMG. It's all BMG clone stuff. I think it doesn't say anything about lubrication, but I'm pretty sure I've always had a little bit on this for those inner bearings. I'm almost positive that's what we always do. So I'm going to do that. Do I have gloves? I do. Let me grab a glove really quick. These gloves have lasted me forever. I bought a bunch of nitrile gloves at one point when I was doing a bunch of resin printing, and haven't done much resin printing in a while. So they've been sitting. Who's that? That is Matthew. Wow, 44 stinking months, man. You are awesome. Thank you so much, man, for coming up on 4 years of support. I really appreciate you and everybody for hanging out and just, I don't know, and just being a part of this. Just, it's fun. It's a lot of fun hanging out with everybody every week. So thank you for coming back and allowing me to do this. Oh, what is going on here? Come on. All right, got my doctor gloves on. Boop. Okay. I think I just in the past used a little bit of this stuff, so let's go ahead and if I remember, just a tiny bit is all that we need. That's probably way more than enough. Basically like a large grain of rice. Okay. So now that I've got that, I think Matthew, thank you for the gift of membership. LX Fanave? I'll just go with LX. That's easier to say. LX got the membership. Thank you, man. All right, we're gonna slide this guy on. We are going to slide this guy on, and then we are going to slide Deanna. Doing my part. Much. Oh no, it's it's all like I said. I appreciate everyone just hanging out, and supporting is appreciated, but certainly not a requirement. So thank you, Deanna, very much. Thanks, Deanna. Hey, Troy. Okay, so we got this on, and then we are doing, this one is the free spinning one, so let's use the one that doesn't have a set screw, which is this guy. And we are sliding this on like that. Okay. Let's see if we can just, oops. Let's see if we can, oh, come on. It really wants to slide on me, doesn't it? See if we can just snap this in place. There we go. Okay, pushing down. There we go. I think that's right. Sweet. Rod with the 46 months, man. You're getting close to 4 years too. Thank you, everybody. Man, one thing we did do last week on was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. We went to check out a preschool for Jackson, and so I spent like the earlier part of the week. I don't know if I even mentioned it, but I spent the earlier part of the week researching like just some preschools around here. The goal is like there's some like really good charter schools that we're hoping to get them into for actual like school, but for preschool, it's not a thing and it's not provided by the government. So I looked around a bunch of schools and found out that like none of the schools have any pricing online, which is always scary and not cool in my opinion. Like, why be secretive about it? And so I found one school that I did like and did have the price, and the cost for full time was absolutely ridiculous, but we saw that they offered like a Tuesday and Thursday for 3.5 hours, and I was like, that's probably perfect, like just to get him, you know, used to going to a classroom and learning some things, being other kids. And so we went down there, did a tour, really liked the school actually, it was a nice school. And then when we got to the end and we were talking like finances, they told us that that program is not a program that they offer anymore, and that, what is that? There's a tiny, what is that? I don't think I've ever seen this. I don't know, this is just like, maybe it's supposed to be scrap material that just got included in. It's a tiny, oops, it's a little metal post. I will put it back in the bag. Let me see, hold on. What was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Yeah, so basically they don't offer that program anymore, and if you do part-time, it has to be Monday through Friday, and the cost is like 60% of what our rent was in California, and a little over a third of our mortgage. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Basically, preschool is crazy expensive, is kind of what I've realized, which thankfully it's just for a year, but boy, is it a lot more than if you had quizzed me before having a kid, like how much is preschool? I would have come in a lot lower than what the reality is. Okay, so for this, I am just going to keep this loose, I think, for now. So like it's attached to the flat portion of the shaft. It can't spin really, and it can't go beyond a certain point. That could be a bearing. Oh. Do you think that's part of the piece that I just put in here? Like it's missing, yeah, now that you're saying that, that makes sense. That it could be, that would have been like that when I received it. Let's pop this off and see. I really hope that's not the case, but now that you're saying that, that does make sense as to what it could have been. I hope, please just be like an extra that somehow made its way in here. So I don't have spares of those bearings. It's totally a bearing needle. Okay, this, oh, there it is. Is this the type of thing I can just pop it back on? I've never had one of these fall out. Let's try it, I guess. Pretty much all I've got right now. That sucks. I can bearing stand the suspense. Nice. Okay, well, it's back in. So I am glad that I didn't ignore that and then I asked you guys. It makes a lot of sense. Once you said it, I'm like, that totally does look like that. But when I saw it just laying there in the bag, I'm like, oh, it just kind of looks like a metal shaving. Okay, so let's try that again. So this needs to go in like this. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I assume that wouldn't have been good for our extrusion. It felt like it was spinning smoothly, but who knows? All right, that's on. This is good. Hey, Steve. Hey, Da Vinci. Okay. So we got that. We got that. Now we need to grab this piece right here and shove this bearing inside of it. And it looks like it goes in from this side. I haven't built one of these in quite a while. That fit in nicely. Cool. Okay. So next we are taking this and we are placing this in there, and it says to add a bearing, but there's already a bearing on here. So we're just gonna place this in like that. Seems like it's spinning okay. Yeah, seems all right. How would you compare Dragon Burner versus AT4? I think Dragon might be simple to build, but not sure. So I wish, is there grease on the bearings? They're not grease on the outside of the bearings, but I did put grease on the inside where it rides on the rail. I don't think I've ever greased the outside of them. I always grease the inner rail, which I'm not sure if that's actually right now that I think about it, but I've always done that and it's worked out okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I've never used the A4T or AT4. I've built maybe 1, 2, 3 plus Dragon Burners, and I really like them. So I'm definitely a fan, but I can't do a fair head-to-head comparison. I don't know. Sorry. Might be worth making a note for if in the future you have extrusion issues. Yeah. Oh, A4T. Yeah, I don't have any experience with it. Sorry. I feel like from people I know that have built them, that I've largely heard. Oh, where's the front of this? I've largely heard good things, but as far as the actual building process goes, I don't know. I think that they were using like kind of strange screws at one point. Was it like 2.5mm screws? But I mean, outside of the initial build, I wouldn't think that would be a huge problem. I have it now. It's really good, although kind of tussle to build. Got it. Yeah, I could see the build from what I understand being a little bit. I don't know if tedious is the right word, but yeah, I don't have any hands-on experience. It's definitely been on my list of. It's been on my list of toolheads to check out, but I just haven't taken the plunge. Okay, so it looks like we are just installing 2 screws now. Hey, how's it going, Nice? You didn't hear Nice, but we officially, I approved, we got 2 quotes for concrete, and I approved the second one, and also paid the deposit on the shed, so eventually here you guys won't have to look at all the stuff behind me anymore. Although it'll still take a while, because the game plan is that I'm going to be trying my hand at insulating and either drywalling or using like OSB. And I've never done either of those things, so I imagine there will be a learning curve, and it'll likely take longer than I think it will. Okay, where is our 2? We don't have, okay, so we're going to use this guy. Okay, tighten this up a little bit more. I don't think I've ever used the printed version of this extruder. I know I did like a FISEC CNC kit at one point. It's the Sherpa, right? This is a Sherpa, is what it looks like to me. Pretty sure this is a Sherpa. Okay, gear is spinning fine. And now it wants us to take the arm and attach the arm. Uh-oh. Oh, no, here's the post. I was like, where's the post? Okay, so this is going... Is this going in? No, just going like that. Huh. Okay, so I think this just slots through here like this. Maybe? Am I wrong? Is this, no, I feel like it does, it just slots in through here like that. Oh. We had crazy weather here, Nice. Okay, that is not going in. Trying to think, is there any reason why this would need to be kind of tight, or if it's completely loose, is that fine, as long as the ends that it goes into are... So I'm thinking about reaming this out. I don't see my... I'm not seeing my wrench that I use for this stuff. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Hey, Luke. Okay. I don't think I have my, well, why can't I talk today? What's going on with me? I don't think I have my calipers out here, so let's see if I can figure out what the size is on this guy. It also looks like I'm missing, the size I would need. Yeah, that's a 4mm. We're missing our, wait, no, here it is. This is 3? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna at least try to ream this out a little bit. It seems... Probably throw it in my drill. Oh no, that wasn't too bad. Okay, let's see if that does it. Hey, Jose, how's it going? Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay. So that is in, and then this is going like this. Okay. That seems fine. And then this is going like this. Hopefully. There we go. Okay. This needs to go in a bit further actually. So let's see. Do I have a... There we go. Hey, Ranch. Okay. That feels like that's in. Okay. Am I wrong? Am I not going to be able to... Crap. Oh, man. Is there no access to the set screw? I might have to take this out, which is not going to be super fun. I assumed that there would be access to the set screw on here. It doesn't look like there is, unless... Can I go at an angle? Has anyone built one of these before? Am I tripping, or is there no access to the set screw? I can kind of reach it. Kind of. I don't know if that's aligned. Oh wait, you can... No, you can't reach it from anywhere. I can't tell at all if this is aligned. And this is still... It seems like it's spinning. I just don't know if the filament path is aligned. It doesn't look incredibly... Hold on. Let's see. Sherpa guide. I'm curious to see if their guide actually says anything. All right, let's take a look. Got it. I was supposed to do it prior to putting this in. That makes sense. Okay, so can we pop this guy out? Let's see. First off, can I take this guy off? I can. Like that. I'm so used to... that came off. I'm so used to doing it after the fact. Why is this thing grinding now? Okay. Please give me my driver back. Hello, there we go. Okay, so it looks like for this, we need to do this now. So let's get our flush cutters that have disappeared. We use our wire strippers instead, it's fine. And we will cut off some filaments. Like that. Okay, so now this should be included, I think, in the Siboor instructions. I don't think assuming that everyone's built these before and knows when to do this is the right call. Holy cow. Wait, where is it? Where is it 127 Fahrenheit? That sounds horrible. Because this basically needs to go in as far as possible. So I'm just going to, yeah, push that in as far as I can. It'd be easier if I get this bearing off, but the bearing is stuck on the shaft now. Okay, you guys aren't gonna be able to see this because I've got to somehow apply downward pressure while I do this. Let's see, can I use there a flathead? No, I do a flathead here. Okay, so you stay down there. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
For the It's Too Dang Hot fund.
Okay, I think I stripped the set screw, so it is not going anywhere. But yeah, that's about as good as I think I'm gonna get it. What was that? Andrew! Thank you so much for the donation for the It's Too Dang Hot fund. Yeah. Dude, we had like a hailstorm over the weekend, and I was shoveling 6 to 8 inches. No, maybe not 8. 6 to 8 inches of hail that was building up around the house. It was the strangest thing. Today is not that hot, but it's really humid here today, which is probably from all the moisture we've got. But it will be 90. What did I say? 96 next week. So we're definitely getting. The heat is here. But I lost. It looks like I lost most of the garden. I had like probably 20 or 30 tomatoes that were green and just waiting for them to turn a little color, and they got shredded. The leaves are all gone. The branches fell down, and like the tomatoes themselves look like someone shot them with BBs. The bird nets flew off of the blueberries, and either the wet wind and the storm knocked them, or birds came and feasted on all the blueberries. So we will not be getting blueberries this year. A lot of the blackberries got shredded, all the beans got shredded, all the peppers got shredded, all the melons and cucumbers got shredded. So I'm hoping some stuff survives. I Googled it, and it basically said, like, before you just go out there and remove everything, like, just let it be for a little bit and see what comes back. So that's what I'm doing right now, but it's hard to like look out back at what was, you know, my happy place to now looking out back and being like, it just looks so depressing out there. It just looks really sad. M38. Oh man, I do have other, like, it's not 3D printing related stuff, but I finally was trying to get the fish tank doors installed onto the fish tank. I spent time last week and applied, like, I don't know, 2 coats of, oh my gosh, nice, for the 49 months, that's crazy. Thank you, nice. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, so I primed them, painted them, went to hang them, and it was a disaster. It was such a disaster. The bottom horizontal 2x4 that basically sandwiches the top, or the bottom and top of the doors, right? It's the bottom one. The 2x4s I got from the store were curved, or not, yeah, they were just crooked. And so the right side of the door has a really narrow gap, and with the weight of the doors and even the most heavy duty hinges I could find that were rated at like 50 pounds each, couldn't support it. So I ended up, I'm gonna get rid of the doors, which makes me sad because I spent a lot of time on them. I also scratched up the whole entire front of the fish tank, but I was going to make new doors, but based off the cost and fact that I don't have a table saw, I just bought them online. There's a bunch of shops that make MDF shaker doors, like cabinet doors. So, but yeah, these are what I had made, and I was really proud of them. So this is basically 3/4 inch ply with a CNC'd 3/4 inch ply face on it that I then took a brad nailer and wood glue, clamped it all, and then primed it and painted it, and then hung some hardware, or put some hardware on it. But yeah, I haven't weighed them. If I had to guess, they're probably somewhere between 20 to 30 pounds. They're very, very heavy. And I was under the impression that it wouldn't be difficult to, like, I was like, garage doors are heavy, like there's gotta be hinges that'll work. But for this situation, it's just not gonna work. So I'm having shaker doors made. I'll have to prime them and paint them again, but they should weigh like under 10 pounds. And the margin on these, originally my plan was maybe I could take my orbital sander and just sand the bottom of the door, so that way I can make the door slightly crooked, just like to match the curve of the 2x4. But it would just be a ridiculous amount of work. Like you can see, it got all torn up when I was trying to install it. So the new doors that I have coming are like 5 to 8 millimeters shorter, and I figured I'd rather have a gap that it's just a fish tank stand, right? Like I want it to look nice, but it's a fish tank stand. But I'd rather have a gap than have to deal with it rubbing. So yeah, it was just like a few hours of me, like, just heated and probably swearing at these doors. I'm really happy they turned out. I think they look awesome, but I guess it was a lesson learned that really heavy is just not a good idea. I just assumed that like we've got to have the hardware for it, but the way it is on the 2x4 and the way the hinge has to reach out. So I learned a lot about, you know, I learned a lot of what not to do for next time, and I try to focus on the bright side. So yeah, so this is not 3/4 inch MDF, it's 3/4 inch some sort of ply. The MDF will be like so yeah, that's 2 3/4 inch plies stacked on top of each other. The one that I am having made is just, it's a shaker door, so it'll have like a thicker rim around it, and then an inset piece of MDF that's only 1/4 inch. So like we're going from 1.5 inches thick to 1/4 inch plus, but like the rigidity of it will come from the frame. So was that, I'm sorry, I totally zoned out. Nice with the 5, man, dude, 5 gifted memberships, thank you, man. Let's see, Jose got one, Apophis got one, Timeless Plays got one, Christopher got one, and Axel got one. Thank you, man. So I'll show you real quick, and then I promise I'll stop getting distracted. It's like sitting here thinking, and I'm like, man, this is okay. So here's a cutoff of, oh, that's only 1/2 inch. So this is what I used. Yeah, I used the CNC machine to cut out the face, like, because I liked the whole barn door look, but now I'm like, I'm over it. So yeah, this is basically, I think they call it sandy ply. It's a Home Depot plywood. So it's 3/4 inch thick, and so the back of the door on what I made was just this, but solid with, I think I slightly rounded the edges, and then on top of it was another sheet of this that I cut out, I pocketed out, no, I completely cut out the X pattern, and then adhered them to each other and glued them. So just a lot of weight, a ton of weight. And I knew it was a lot of weight, and everyone I showed the doors to over the last month were like, that's a heavy door. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. The stand itself weighs probably 200 pounds, but it's the hinges. If I had a huge gap on top and bottom, like 1 inch to play with, I could probably make it work and the sag wouldn't matter. But considering I have such slim margins, it's just too much. And then I started thinking about like having to open these massive doors with like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Yeah, I learned a lesson, Tuxedo. I'm not a woodworker. I mean, most of the wood stuff I built before is like these carts and, you know, stuff where tolerances don't really matter. I'm not doing a lot of hinge stuff. I've done no cabinetry, and man, cabinetry, I told Aaron, like, I've got a lot of respect for furniture makers, you know. It's a whole different beast. So all right, let's keep going here. So got these on. I just realized time is a ticking, and I am yapping as I always do. Even though everyone pretty much has told me in stream that like we're here for the random rants, so I feel less bad about it. But we've got to build a MOG after this, so we've got to make some progress. Plus, I really want to see this thing printing. I'm really curious with Marlin how it's going to all work out. Let's 3D print a cabinet then. Yeah. I did plan on, and I still might actually, because the hinges I'm using now are, I'm not going for hidden hinges. On the new doors, the hinges will be visible. I really don't care. So I'm planning on probably 3D printing out like IKEA Scatus board that will get mounted to the inner left and right walls of the fish tanks. I can use that to hold all of the like bottles and cleaning stuff and things like that. So I will use some 3D printing with the tank stand for like the organization, because I think 3D printing for like custom organization, it's like the perfect partnership. Okay. MDF is a lot more dense than basic particle board. Yeah, because I've got MDF. Gosh, all right. I swear this is the last thing. You guys like this guy? Yeah, MDF. I don't have particle board, I don't believe, but I do have some MDF. Like that's what's used for my CNC machine for the bed of it. But like this is, so this is MDF, what I'm imagining that the center of the cabinet's gonna be made out of. So it's like really, like if CNCing the stuff is awful, it just makes such a dust mess, but it's really solid and stiff. It's wood, I guess, but it's really dense, I guess, like Andrew said. Well, particle board is more like, I think, larger pieces, feels lighter. I don't think I have any of it. But yeah, The downside to this stuff is that it, like this end particle board, my understanding is if it gets wet, it just sort of disintegrates. So I will be applying 2 coats of primer and 3 coats of paint. So it'll have plenty of a seal on it, because there will be water, I'm sure, at some point from me doing water changes or cleaning the tank that will work its way down to there. All right, next we need our extruder motor, which is... should be here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So extruder motor and M316s. These are button heads. M316s. M316s. Here we go. Yeah, these are the M316s. We need 2 of these. Particle board can take screws while MDF can't. Interesting. Hey, Armor! I didn't know that MDF can't take screws, but particle board could. So I got a question. Random question. It doesn't show which direction the motor motor wire should be. Let's see if the NX engineering thing does. This doesn't show it either. I'm gonna assume that the wire should go out the bottom. Screws into, wait. Screws into the face have been okay for me, but not the edge for MDF. Screws into MDF have no strength. Interesting. I'm working, it's working fine on a table I built years ago, but I'm by no means a woodworker. I assume that if it's a table and the MDF's the top of it and you just screwed it down, it's probably fine because you're not really using it for strength. It's more like left and right shifting would be my thought. But I guess if you're using it for like a wall and mounting heavy stuff onto it, I could see the tear out because it'd be different strength. Hey, Raj. Hey, Benny. Okay, we're gonna just hope for the best. I think that it makes more sense to have the wires facing downward. So we're gonna do that. I don't know if that is correct, but that is what we are going to do. About deploys instructions. There they are. Okay. Yeah, so my question is, initially I was thinking about just drywalling or sheetrocking the shed, but I was talking to my neighbor and he was trying to convince me that OSB would be a better option just for mounting stuff. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Okay, this is not going down further. Huh. Doesn't have very much. It's probably fine. Okay. I assume we're going to be adjusting this at some point. OSB is a great choice. I like honestly, the only reason why I was like kind of set on sheetrock or drywalls, it's what we have in the garage. It's, I think, cheaper and I think it looks nicer, even though that might not be a correct statement. Can you paint MDF, or is it like, because the way it, or OSB, can you paint OSB? I assume that it's gonna just suck up a ton of paint and still probably show particles through if it's what I'm thinking correctly. MDF is also a good choice for frame and panel cabinet doors if you intend to paint them. Do you just attach them with brad nails then, Tuxedo, or you're saying you can screw them in because you're not really relying on them for strength and it's more just a aesthetic cover? MDF is great for dry locations. OSB is not pretty, but good for a garage that will have a bunch of storage organization hung on them. Yeah, that's my thing, is OSB to me always just looks like it's just unfinished. I've started to assemble my Unimog. Nice! I'm still waiting for the kit to arrive, so I'm using all the M2 screws I have from other projects. That's exciting. I got the frame printed out, and I'm working on the gearbox right now. You can paint MDF, but you have to use a good primer. I'm talking about OSB, Tuxedo, because that's what I would be doing in the I use 3/4 inch OSB in my shed. You can paint it, but it does suck up some paint. Plan on 2 coats. Okay, got it. Yeah, I have no issue with doing like lots and lots of coats if necessary. I do have a sprayer as well. We sprayed the garage and then my dad back rolled it, but I think I would probably roll. I'd probably roll. And then yeah, OSB sucks for finished. No, not cabinets, Tuxedo. I'm talking about for the shed, because I'm gonna insulate the shed. I'm talking about for putting walls up in the shed. Okay. Okay, tension knob. Tension knob is next. So tension knob is going in here, like that, and then it is going into here. My neighbor is woodworker. He said if you use MDF, make sure you put a coating on it, otherwise it could swell up. Got it. Wait, that was, yeah, for MDF. Okay, so that seems fine for now. Actually, let's just adjust tension. You might as well. That is really tight. That feels way too tight. Holy cow. Yeah, that's too tight. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Okay, something feels off here. Why is this not... Holy cow. Why is the tension so... Oh my goodness. Is that just the... Now it's completely loose and still has that level of tension? Okay, we're just gonna go for it. I don't want this thing to back out, but that feels like a lot of tension. Okay, hold on. For the shed, it's a great choice. Cool. If it were me in a shed, I'd go with OSB with plywood French cleats across all walls. We're gonna have a lot of shelves, like probably like these muscle rack type things, and then also I'm hoping to for at least one of the walls do a 3D printed organization system so I can hang like all my Ryobi tools and batteries and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. That feels like a lot of tension. Big advantage, you can paint OSB, this texture will show through, but the ability to put screws anywhere you want will be useful. I wish I had more places in my garage where I could put, yeah, that's what my neighbor was saying too. It was like, dude, if you have sheetrock, you're gonna have to check for studs every single time. With OSB, just slap it on there and you're good to go. Big advantage of OSB makes it easy to screw. Yeah, got it. You don't need to line up the studs. In Belgium, we're making a lot wall with OSB covered with 2 sheets. A lot wall OSB covered. Interesting. So like doubling up with OSB, then sheetrock on top of it. I'll have this on in the background. I need to get my homework. Dude, get your homework done, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Priorities. You gotta get your work done, dude. Did you get a nap in at least the other day when you said you were tired? Okay, so that's good. Man of the Croc with the 28 months. Greetings, all printing people. Just got on lunch. Hey, thank you so much, man. How's your day going? All right, so we need our pieces for the hot end now. Oh, no drywall. Okay, so you're just doing OSB. You're doing OSB for it then, for like the full thing. Okay, so for this, it looks like it wants it to be facing in this direction. Just gonna drop. Why are we not fitting? Did I have it upside down? I probably do. No, I did have it upside down, but why are we still not? In the world? The hook should be facing downward. That doesn't look like that's gonna work. Oh my god! Oh, that was my heart. That was, I don't know why I wasn't expecting such a big snap like that. It did fit. It did fit. If there's a will, there's a way. That was definitely more oomph than I was expecting. Okay, so we've got this. Now it looks like there should be a thin... Yeah, there it is. No naps? Oh, dude. No naps. First OSB. Okay, first OSB, then drywall. Got it. So you are doing OSB, then you're drywalling on top of it. Got it. So that is what I initially thought. So that way you have the strength behind it, but then you have the nice aesthetic of it. I think the only downside of doing that really would come down to its extra work. This is loose. We need to tighten this. I mean, we're gonna have to hot tighten it as well. Hold on. That means, no, actually, if we just tighten the nozzle, that should do it. So let's see, because typically, I haven't had one of these in a while, these like B6 style, but typically with these, the nozzle tightens up against the heat break, and that's what locks it in. Always end up with studs. OSB over time on weekend, got it. I mean, I assume it matters, like, what you're hanging probably matters too, right? Like, if I'm just hanging some, like, brooms and stuff, I'm sure OSB is sufficient, but if I'm hanging, like, I don't know, a kayak or something like that, then aim for studs. Do I have a little nozzle wrench? Is this the right one? Nope. Nope. I'm pretty sure I have got a wrench here somewhere that will work. Is it this guy? Yes, it is. Okay. Huh. Am I wrong? Does it not? I always thought with these style hot ends that it was the nozzle. I'm gonna unscrew this really quick and just take a look at what it looks like. Yeah, I definitely need to hot tighten. Oh, so this is okay. So this is loosening, not at the heat block side, but at the other end. Got it. Got it. I'm just gonna twist this like as much as. Oh, this is loose too. Wow. We need to. I'm glad I looked into this hot end. I'm just gonna do what I can to twist this without breaking it. I think that's plenty tight now. But even this screw right here for the heating element, you guys can kind of see that probably, but it's loose. So let's fix that. Yeah, we will need to hot tighten though. So. Why is this not gripping? Okay. Okay, that's tight now. Let's check the thermistor as well. Yeah, everything needed a little bit of snugging up. I got 2 hours of sleep early this morning and had an hour yesterday. Oh gosh, Deanna. We call them safety naps. I like that. I like that. I think in some situations the drywall could have to come first for fire code purposes. Interesting. I don't use OSB on any form of my renos. See bad things on repos that I tear out. Very easy to compare. Very easy compared to plywood. Yeah, it's just that this is a shed and like cost is a factor, right? Cost is a pretty big factor actually. So that's why. I mean, it was either that or drywall. And I still am not fully against drywall because that's what in my mind I was going to be doing. It was only after talking to my neighbor that he was like, "You're gonna drywall it? Like, why are you gonna do that? Are you gonna live in it?" And I'm like, "No, it's primarily for storage, but I'm just thinking for future, since it's gonna be insulated." So I don't know. There's always so many ways to do something. Hey, BBs! Hey, Ballistic! That looks like the same V6 clone that came in my Formbot Trident kit. Interesting choice these days. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I would have probably preferred a bamboo style clone because those are really inexpensive and tend to have higher flow and they're smaller. This kit is like meant to be a real budget kit, so I guess I understand maybe why they did it, but I haven't. Yeah, when I saw this in here, I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting to see you. It feels like I've taken a time machine back at least a few years, maybe 5 years back. Drywall is a waste in a shed. You need to print a shed. These are all excellent ideas. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm kind of getting carried away. The whole point of the shed was really to store stuff, and I started thinking like, well, maybe if we do this, it can be this. But I was like, will we ever want to work out of there? And Aaron's like, no. I'm like, all right. Yeah, the size we ended up going with is a 10 by 16. I wanted to go a little bit larger, but it would require me tearing out the dog run that I put in, which I don't want to do. It was so much effort. Or we could do a 10 by 18, but it would bring it 2 foot closer to this door, which would be 5 foot. 5 foot from the door would be where the shed starts. And I don't have the shed here to picture it, but I just picture that being too close. So I have it 7 foot off of this back door is where the shed will start, and then 5 foot off this side of the house. That's the minimum required. 5 foot and 5 foot from the structure is the requirement for code. So that's why I had to do at least 5 minutes. Or 5 feet, not 5 minutes. Okay, so that is on. Next, we are taking our fans. The fans. Yeah, getting so I had to pull the building permit myself, and I've never done anything like that. And I must have apologized through email to the inspector person a lot. Because like I had to send so many emails. Okay, so I think that we need to take the I think that we need to take the fan wires out of here because they're going to be in this little groove here. There is so much stuff that just wasn't obvious to me about what was needed to get the permit. Originally, I thought Tough Shed was going to be the ones that were on the permit, but the way our city does things, like Tough Shed had an expired account and they had 5 different accounts, and I'm like, this sounds like a nightmare. And then eventually ended up being like, hey, do you just want to be the general contractor on here, like the contractor on here? You're the, you know, this is your house, right? And I said yes. And he said, oh, why don't you just do that? So that's what we ended up doing. Okay, so I think this just slots in like this, if I remember correctly. And we'll do our best to line up the fan wires so they don't get too compressed. That seems like that worked okay. Hopefully that's okay. OSB is sturdier, lighter, cheaper. Yeah, I expect the goal of this kit was first and foremost to make building a printer approachable and hopefully to encourage building a larger kit. Yeah, I agree. It feels like baby's first kit, essentially. Okay, I don't actually know, again, what the wiring on this. I thought at one point there was another set of wires that needed to go somewhere, but this doesn't show that because this is a Sherpa. So we would need Dragon burner, GitHub. Images, old versions. Pretty sure the instructions are just kind of down here. I don't think this has LEDs. I don't think that this... Yeah, there's no place for LEDs on this. So maybe that's probably why I'm thinking differently. Unless there is LEDs for the top. Gergman, was there... Gergman, you left! No. Was there LEDs on yours? I don't think there's LEDs. I don't see... Since we don't have this down here... Yeah, I get the permits with the homeowners. This way they know it's done. Yeah, I just... It's one of those things where since I hadn't done it before, I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. But once they gave me the option, I'm like, yeah, I have no problem calling the inspector out to make sure. The main question I had was, at what checkpoints do I need to get the inspections done at? And they basically gave me the number of the electrical code inspector, and then the building inspector. And they said for electrical, the electrical that the electrician would pull the permit, since I'm not doing that. And for building, the only thing I needed was to make sure I called them out once the building was done and before I did electrical, to make sure that it was anchored properly to the foundation. Okay, so there is no LEDs on here. I'm looking at this is the ToolHead board that's included, and we've got thermistor 0. This I assume is for the heating element. Hot end fan, part cooling fan, part cooling fan. We have a motor that's it. So there is not. So do they just leave it open on the finished thing? I would think that they would at least place... There was no check required for the concrete. No, at least that's not what I was told, so I hope that's the case. God, I hope that's the case. Yeah, for the electrical, they basically said that they would need to check that the conduit was buried 12 inches. They said it was either 12 or 16 inches, and I think it was 24 inches if it was going under like a driveway. Then they needed to check for the rough-in after the rough-in was done, and they needed to check once like it was all done, like the job was done. That's what I was told. I can call the building inspector back and verify that, but I just want to see whether on the front of this they show. No, these are all renders. There's no like actual photos. There's no finished photos of this. I'm a little bit sad by that because I would at least like to place, I think that having a placeholder here would be nice, right? Like even if it's just black, like some kind of a, I'm gonna really quickly check the other parts just to see if I see anything that looks like it would fit in there. It's a super small detail, but I just think it would look nice. Yeah, I'm not seeing any tiny pieces for it. Okay, well, I guess we're just leaving the LED channels open with no filler, so this will be open. That's okay. All right. It does make it a little bit easier. So we are basically just routing. Where's the Sherpa? Wait, no, this is, what am I saying? This is Dragon Head, or Dragon Burn. So this has LEDs going down and then through there, but where does the fan wires go? So on this side, the fan wires appear to go through, and the wiring is getting me on this. I'm like debating on watching my own. Hey LTX, I posted some pictures of our shed. We pulled 230 amp circuits from our house panel to the shed, insulated with rock wool, and put. That sounds awesome. Okay, I will definitely check that out. All right, I am going to watch my own video on this to see how I routed the wires. So I don't remember. Okay, so this looks like the fan just slots in and the wires are going out that side. So I think I need to take off the fan I just put on. Man, that was a bearded me. That was when I was trying to grow out my beard. I actually liked it like that, but it took more work than I... Okay, so all wires are coming out the back. All wires are coming out the back. So it looks to me like, let me go back to Siboor's manual. Wait, what is... They're doing things differently, and it's throwing me off. They're... So this is looking like... This is looking like they have their fan wire coming out the top. And then it just goes over this piece. And this wire just comes out there. So let's try that, I guess, since there's clearly a picture of that. So it's not exactly the conventional way of building Dragon Burner. This is a slightly different way of doing it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it looks like this is basically just slotting in from the bottom. It doesn't want to go in. Okay. Okay, this one looks like the wires need to come out too, actually. Because it's going to get smashed otherwise as soon as I get this in. Okay, let's take this out again. I don't really want to take it out again. It was kind of a weird fit getting it in. Ugh. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to strip these wires down. So that way they're separated. Hopefully that makes it easier. This is the only part so far that to me is not very clear. This is also not going to work, is it? The way I'm doing this. So we're going to get stuck here. Oh, it worked. Okay, no, that worked. All right, so these wires are just separated now, which is fine. I can now push this fan all the way in. There we go, it clicked. Okay. Okay, so that's in. This one we shouldn't have to do anything with, if I'm not mistaken. This basically just slides in like so. Ta-da! All right. Next, we're taking our hot end, and it is sliding in like this. These need to get bent according to the instructions, and then this is just gonna slide in like that. Okay, nice. Yeah, and these wires will just go over the top right there, and then there's our zip ties. Awesome. Wasn't too bad, but it's definitely a different way of routing things. So next up, we are attaching the top piece. Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. This is just going like that. Yeah, we need to install an M3 hex nut in a second here, so don't let me forget that, please. But for this, we need M320 button heads. M320, there they are. M320. Wait, isn't today for everyone in Canada Canada Day? I was about to ask about 4th, but I'm pretty sure today's Canada Day, right? Ooh, you know what? I should probably put this sock back on too. Because the way this is routed, pretty tight. There's not a lot of space to slot this on. Can I get it back on? Hold on, I'm not looking at chat for a sec. I want to focus on trying to get this piece back on. They're not slots like where the wires run through on this. There are like just, there we go, I got it. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna be fun after it's on. Today's Canada Day. Happy Canada Day! Yeah, we gotta do some air horns for. Is there anything traditional that like Canadians do on Canada Day? I honestly don't know much about Canada Day, which is, I feel like I should, considering I work with a bunch of Canadians, but they never really talk about it. They just say it's Canada Day, and then take the day off. Maurice, how's it going, man? It's Canada's Independence Day. I'm sorry. Somebody fill me in. Tuxedo, fill me in. Give me the scoop. Okay, that is on like that. Next we need to install an M3 hex nut in the top here, so let's do that before I forget. The only issue is I feel like it's not going to, all the hex nut nut traps so far in this build haven't been very tight. Busy, how's it going? Busy as well. Very busy. I'm planning, finally the camping trip's coming up, so I just ran over to Walmart this morning to get like some of the little propane canister things and a few other things that we need. Work's been crazy. And then Erin's taking the kids to Arizona. Her sister's having a baby, so they're leaving for at least a few weeks. So kind of just a lot of moving pieces going now. Fireworks and beer, definitely. Since we've moved into this house, we do like a block party thing, and it's typically at our house, but like out front of our house. We're at the end of the cul-de-sac. This year, I think it'll be spread out a little bit more, but they put up flyers this year for the street, which normally we just like call the 8 families that we know. So yeah, it'll be definitely one of the neighbors will be rolling a grill down here. Our neighbor across the street, we always pitch in and he does a fireworks show. So yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be Landon's first 4th. Okay, so this says the pulley jig can be used to trim the top of the PTFE tube to the correct length. Trim the PTFE tube after you've mounted the hot end to the plastic hot end mount after you have, trim the PTFE tube after you've mounted the hot end to the plastic hot end mount and after you've inserted the PTFE tube in as far as it can go. Oh, okay. I get it. So where is the jig? Is this our 8.2 millimeter? Okay, got it. Got it. So basically now, it's saying trim it now. Where is our PTFE tube? PTFE, where are you? Oh, there it is. It's white and it's on white foam, so I couldn't really see very well where it was. Okay, so it looks like it basically wants us to slap this on like this and then shove this guy through here, through there. Okay, so that's how we want it. Now, what do I have to cut with? You know what? I think I cut myself pretty good with a razor blade, so I'm trying to avoid using just razors on their own, but that might be all that I have right now. It's just these razors. I'm gonna do this like not zoomed in, just in case. Give me a sec. Wish me luck. I'm gonna be quiet while I attempt to cut this. Okay, that worked. That was a little scary. Putting the razor back and popping the top back on it. It used to be called Dominion Day, but the name changed in where did 1982. Celebrates the signing of the Confederation. Got it. Nice. Is there anything like that most people do like traditionally on that day, or not really? I got a new to me truck on Monday. That's awesome. Congratulations. No blood spurts. No. Yeah, I cut myself. It doesn't look bad at all, but like it just looks like a tiny little skin thing healing over there. But I was opening a box with a razor blade, and I was tired, and those are not a good combo. And the razor just stopped going, but my finger did not. So that was not fun. We will. Do I have a? There should be a V-bit somewhere here. Here's the empty box for where the V-bit should live. Let me see if I got it. If not, I know where some of my CNC tools are, so I can go grab another one, but should be a fairly large V-bit laying here somewhere. Not seeing it. Oh, wait. No, I hallucinated and thought I saw a V-bit. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, I am going to grab another one. Give me un momento. They should have, yeah, they're gonna be in this box. Let's see. This box is for drip irrigation. This box is for end mills. There we go. I'm gonna put it right back in here though, because I don't want to. I had two of them, and I would like to keep one for actual CNC stuff. So let me use it really quick, and then put it right back. I'm only allowed to lose one. So we are just going to take this little wee bit, and we are going to spin, 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 and spin, 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 spin. I'll do a tiny more spin. Spin, 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 spin. Okay, that looks good. Okay. That is on. Let's put this back in here and back in here. When is the drawing open? It will open in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. So just remind me in 12 minutes and I will get it open. Also, I did fix the link, I believe, in the description, and the one that's... Oh, maybe I didn't fix the one in the description. I don't know if I fixed the one in the description. I don't know if I fixed the one in the description. But if you need to get filament, Playmaker's having a pretty awesome sale right now. So if you want to try the link in the description, I don't know if this is, like, I don't think this is, like, worldwide. I think this is largely US store. Maybe each store has their own thing, but there's a lot of filaments that are 35% off. So if you are interested in getting filament and want to support the channel, it's definitely a good time to grab some because that is a sizable discount. Okay. So we've got our PTFE in. And next we are installing the extruder. There hasn't been anything about wires yet. Okay, so it looks like the wires are basically just gonna be ran upwards. So that is kind of the downside of having this guy right here, because he's up here now and he's just really long. So I might end up recrimping this guy. But for the rest of these, I think pretty much just going on like this. I think these guys just kind of route up sort of like this. Yeah, let's at least attach a few of these guys. I did see zip ties a second ago. These might be too big. Did they give us zip ties? Yeah, they did. Whoa, are they smaller? They are smaller. What kind of truck did you get? Remind me to remind you. Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Okay, that's not going in easily. There we go. Wait, there are celebrations, festivities, but for most Canadians, it's a holiday, just time off work. Got it. So that would explain why most of my coworkers just don't really talk about anything they're doing and just say, it's Canada Day. I'm not in. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is all we're doing is just kind of keeping these guys together a little bit. Doesn't really need to be too tight. That's plenty. Okay. And then on this side, it's kind of not doing much. I mean, I could possibly run this guy back. I just don't know. So this is what? This is for the hot end fan. And assuming this is going, wait, is this mounting up top possibly? Hot end fan would be right here. I'll just end up crimping this one. Actually, it probably goes like that. I don't know. I'll just end up crimping that one after. I don't know how much length I want. I'd rather have it longer now than cut it too short and have to solder on additional wire. $1989 Jeep Comanche. It's definitely a project, but a good one. Nice. Is it driving right now in driving condition, or did you get it as a project vehicle that you're gonna repair and sort of restore? Okay. Probably shouldn't have done it that tight. It'd be nice to have a little bit of slack. There's a little bit of slack. Okay, so that's good. I did find flush cutters. Cut you. Cut you. Okay. Now, this guy, let's not forget our PTFE tube, is going in this direction. Now we're taking our extruder. And our extruder is mounting like this. Nice. And then we need what? M320s. Wow, it's really looking. I felt like we weren't making a lot of progress on the ToolHead, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's done. I mean, we still have to basically mount it to the printer, mount the PCB, and plug things in, but it did come together pretty quick in the end. Also, whoever was asking earlier about Dragon Burner, I know you've probably done your research, it sounds like, but maybe this gives you a better idea of whether you want to build one of these on a different printer in the future. I'm gonna have to take the tension arm out. It's driving but needs tires. Got it in rust repair. What does rust repair look like? Is it basically just sanding the parts down that are rusted and then some sort of Bondo situation? Why is that Bondo and then repair, or is it full replacement of parts? I'm not a car guy. Like I've always liked cars, especially trucks, but okay, why are we not going in? Also, our nut fell out. I'm glad I caught that. The nut needs to be in here because that is how we are attaching it to the. Is there how we are attaching it? But why is this not biting onto something? There we go. Where did our other screw go? Is it full? 320. I definitely took out 2 of them. Oh, I found it. It's attached to the motor. Okay. Come on, screw. There we go. There we go. Did you eat it? No, I am pretty hungry though. I had a bowl of cereal earlier, but I am reaching that time where I'm like, food sounds really good. It will be a mix of sanding and replacing sheet metal. The surface rust will be sanded and treated. The holes will be replacing metal. Got it. It's kind of what I figured then. When you sand though, like when you're sanding to remove rust, you then have to, I assume you have to apply like a Bondo, right? To basically fill in that void, then sand that down, then apply paint. Because I think if you're sanding and removing the rust, you bringing on him? You showing him off?
No, not me.
Me? You guys want to see the baby? He just had his 10-month checkup?
He's 9 months.
Oh.
He was 10 months today.
Okay. Oh, he's 10 months today.
10 months
Yesterday.
The 31st. So
Yesterday.
we only have
It's the last day of the month. Last day of the month.
I just consider it.
Yeah. How tall is he? 37. Wait, that doesn't sound right. That sounds too tall. How much does he weigh? 23? 24? You don't remember? I could check the. Yeah, I could check. They said they don't want to see Landon, unfortunately. I'm waiting for Lisa. I don't know if Lisa's in chat. Lisa would be the one that would say, yeah, show the baby. Look at the tool head. Looks nice. Like it got cat ears. Yeah. What's Jack doing playing?
Either play Mario or have
Mm-hmm. All right, Deanna wants to see the baby. All right, let me grab this guy. He's still in PJs. Hi. You would say hi.
just woke up.
I'm your big dog. All right, I'm gonna bring him to the close-up cam. Wait, I think I'm on the close. Yeah. I can't tell if he's visible. Yeah, he's visible. Wait, Landon. Look at right here. Look at the camera. Whoa, he said, hi, everybody. You excited for your first 4th of July, buddy? You excited for your first 4th of July? Yeah, he's spending a lot of time on his feet now. This is our big baby. Yeah. What do you think, huh? He doesn't come out on this side of the garage very often. So usually when he's out here, he's like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to see. You think you're going to like 3D printing when you're older? I hope so, between you and your brother. Oh, one of you guys has to be interested in daddy stuff. Even though Jack seems like he's really interested. Huh. There's going to be big boom boom on the 4th. Guard those little ears. Yeah, I just texted Aaron last night when I was upstairs. We bought baby headphones, or like baby safety. We bought baby safety ear things. So hopefully you'll keep them on, huh? Because they're actually gonna be scared. Either that, or maybe you'll be asleep. We'll see. Probably not with the boom booms. That's true, huh? Okay, we gotta get to building. It is 1:29. I gotta open up the giveaway. We gotta wrap up this toilet. You say bye, everybody. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. All right. See you guys later. Oh, does the monkey need to go out? All right. There you go, bub. Yeah, we got big old earmuffs. We went to the rodeo 2 weekends ago, and we bought them for the rodeo, but then we forgot them. But luckily, the rodeo actually had like a, I don't know what they called it, but they provided us with earmuffs like for the baby, which was cool. Okay, so that's on. It looks like we're basically mounting this now. So let's do that. Let's move as much of this stuff out of the way. Oh, you know what? Let me put the... I just realized that I never put the tension screw back on. Let's just... Yeah, the tension was kind of crazy on this, even with it not really having tension. So curious to see how that does and whether I need to... I don't know, maybe go with a different spring, but we'll see. Let me let Monkey in. Monkey! Come on, bub. Come on, this way. Okay. I probably need to cut the belts a little bit on this too, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Oh, giveaway. Giveaway link. Nope, that's not giveaway. Where? There it is. Google changed their icons. I think I talked about this like last week or the week before, but they changed their icons, and it's not a massive difference, but it's a difference enough where my eye just doesn't, when I'm scanning tabs, doesn't see it. Okay, Polymaker giveaway is officially open, so if you want to enter in, now is your chance. And I'm just gonna, we'll go from this angle. Make sure this is in focus. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to keep some belts if I can. Oh yeah, this won't be able to go. That's interesting. So the toolhead cannot reach all the way. That's as far as it can go. That seems wrong. Like it binds, so like, okay, we have got, like that's where it stops. It's basically, I don't know, is that 20 millimeter gap? And it's on both sides. Doesn't seem right to me. Why would that be the case? I think I installed the belts wrong. I think that the belts need to be higher up. The belts are at an angle. I think this is wrong. What are the pros of a bed slinger to like a CoreXZ? Good. Not much. Cheaper. I wouldn't say more space efficient because the bed needs a lot of space. So not space efficiency, not speed. Man, right now the only thing I can say is cost. There's just less extrusions and parts. Yeah, we made a whoopsie. Well, I made a whoopsie. So I'll have to fix that. I mean, the good thing is we're basically done with the toolhead. I will, before next week, mount it and plug in some of the wires and we'll do the rest of the wiring next week. But it looks like the way the belts were routed is wrong. Because they're angled, and we don't want angled belts. They're angled ever so slightly that I couldn't see it. So they're supposed to go in and down, which mine do go in and down. But I think they're supposed to go in and down. I wonder if I can do this somewhat easily. if I loosen, this kind of sucks. All right, let's see. That's the only thing I can think of, is that the belts are just in wrong, because that angle with the tension is basically making it right there. It's binding. It just stops. And you can really see. I mean, watch if I zoom in. You could probably see, right, like the difference in width from the belt to the rail there versus right here. It basically goes from closer to further away. But when I was doing this, building it, it was out here, and it just wasn't really noticeable to me. But now, I mean, to be fair, like, as much as it's a little bit of a bummer, this is the time to catch it before the tool head's on and we've done all the rest of the stuff, because there'd be more disassembly involved. So let me grab... It would have been nice if the picture showed a bit more of a close-up on this, but let's see. So if I loosen this, let's just loosen all these screws. I'm thankful I didn't cut the belt short yet, I'll tell you that. Trying to get back to work. Hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Congrats again on the new truck. Okay. Yeah, I think that the only way this is gonna work. So here, let's try one side at a time. So I'm gonna release the belt tension now. Drop that piece on the ground. I almost think I need to just drop this piece altogether. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. It does mean I'm gonna have to retension it too, because the tension will be different. Yeah, there's holes on top, so the belts need to go basically through here and then get grabbed, which makes, it's the wrong one. It makes a lot more sense. I thought it seemed funky. I should have questioned it more when we were doing it. Okay. Now that we've got that in, though, I actually don't think this will be that hard to correct. So we can now get this piece at least slightly back on, and we'll deal with the specific tensioning in a bit. Okay. Yeah, and we can still pull this tight after the fact. So let's just leave this. Actually, we'll tighten it up so it doesn't fall out on me, but that should be fine. And then on this side, do the same thing. So we'll remove this. Okay. Drop this through here. Like that. Drop this through here. Like that. Okay, now that that's in, I should be able to just... Actually, okay, so once I compress this, these belts aren't going to move at all. So I need to not fully seat this. I need to basically just thread this in a couple turns. So let's see. Yeah, let's just do this a couple of turns. Can I still pull this? Wow, that's... Oh, I tightened that one. Can I still adjust you? Yes, I can. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. We need to put all 4 of these screws in. Just a couple of turns. Okay, that's in. That can still be adjusted. Okay. Okay, so I am going to do my best to make sure that these are pulled evenly. So that seems basically correct. Now I'm going to tighten these down. Yeah, those look even. Why are we spinning still? This is just infinitely spinning. That doesn't seem right. Oh, it is holding tight, so I won't question it. Spectra, how's it going? Kenneth, how's it going? I just got this back on, and like we built the tool head, and I was going to mount it, but when I moved this to the side, I realized that it couldn't actually go all the way. It still can't go all the way. What is going on now? Hold on. Okay, now I don't know what's going on. Because the belt is straight, but it still is kind of binding at the ends. It is still stopping at the same distance. What are we rubbing on? That's what I'm not understanding. It's not our belt. Huh. Only 24 likes? I have not said once. If you have not hit the like button, smack the like button. We can double that. Let's do 50. Let's do 50 likes. Also, giveaway links open if you haven't signed up yet. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to what the deal is now. I thought for sure it was just a tension thing with the belts being crooked, but the belts are no longer crooked. And still, once we get to the side, I think it's rubbing on these printed parts. Let me spin this around. And if that's the case, that's very odd to me. So yeah, it looks to me like that's totally what's happening. I don't even think I think my crooked belts would have still worked fine. That wasn't what was causing the binding. So it looks to me like what's happening is that once this block gets right here, it's rubbing on the metal of the block. So why is that happening? Yeah, it's definitely what's happening because it's starting to wear the plastic. With this being Roland's, I wonder if there's a little bit of play that we could fix this. Is that inside the print volume? I don't know, but I would think so, because like, well, it's inside the bed, yeah. I did kind of eyeball it a moment ago. So if I attach this, hold on. If I drop this, I should tighten all the belts again because regardless, let me get the belts done before they pop off a pulley or something. So that's routed fine. That's routed fine. Those look still centered. Oops. Hold on. Let me just make sure that everything looks like it's still. Nope, you're not right. You need to scoot over just a hair. Like that. Okay, everything else seems fine. So let's tighten this up. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they provided the printed parts, so I can't see it being a tolerance thing with the printed parts, unless they went with different rails at one point that are slightly wider. Okay, can we still pull this? Yeah, we can. Okay, so I'm gonna... Alright, it seems pretty good. This needs to get pulled one more. Two more. Okay. I'm gonna have to probably redo tension on this though, just because we've now got different belt essentially different belt length, at least because we're routing it straight. Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely seemed 94 degrees here. It feels like, oh geez, where are you at of Spectra? We've got the heat wave coming. It's not so bad today. It's actually pretty nice today, but next week it's showing 90, I think 96 on Tuesday. So we're kind of ramping up. Yeah, that definitely needs a bit more tension. But I'm not so worried about the tension as I am the rail. Okay. Those are not tensioned evenly. I lied. I'm gonna have to figure that out. So I'll have to I'll do the belts on my own since we already tensioned them once. But yeah, so like it just hits a wall, like right when it hits the parts here on both sides. But yeah, if I bring this down and we put the bed on here, or the tool head, basically where it'll be mounted, which is somewhere right here. In my opinion, it should be able to go further. Like the bed still probably has, I keep saying bed, but the tool head still probably has like 12 millimeters of travel left. And if it was able to go all the way, then it gets the full bed. So something's up. I could play around with loosening the bolts and seeing if I can make the rail go or like make this extrusion go up ever so slightly. But that's the only thing I can really think of right now. Would be to loosen those two Can you loosen the X-rail and bias it towards the front? I probably could do that. Basically, instead of having it dead center, because I did use the alignment things, like just kind of pull it. Because it doesn't need a lot. It's pretty close. I'm curious to know what Siboor would thinks or what their intention is. Yeah. Hey, SEO. 10 minutes left on the giveaway, man. Get in on that. New York. Wow, that sounds horrible. 107 here? Jeez. So it sounds like are you on East Coast too, BBs? Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't matter to have the rail perfectly centered in this case because of the fact that it's just a singular rail. So yeah, I could try that. Let's just loosen. Let me raise this up so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Oh man, I tighten these pretty tight. What was that? Hasio with the 14 months. Like the smash button. I'm not gonna call everyone that. Thank you, Hasio. Yeah, our target is 50. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes on this build, or on this stream. All right, so we're gonna loosen the rail. That does not feel like it is wiggling at all. Did I miss a screw? Sure feel loose to me. That feels a lot smoother. That feels a lot smoother. Yeah, that feels much smoother. I'm gonna drop it down so you guys can see. So if I just slide it now, I don't actually feel it rubbing at all. So that's probably what we have to do, is just the rail cannot be perfectly centered for this. If it's perfectly centered, the block rubs. If it's not perfectly centered and it's favoring the front, it's perfect. Okay, so I guess I am just going to then I don't know, push the rail from the back with my thumb and try to tighten things. Actually, did that mess it up again? That still feels pretty good. Still feels pretty good. Los with the 13 months. Thank you. Happy Heat Wave Wednesday. Man, so everybody's feeling the heat. That's, oh man. Yeah, if I look at it's hot in here today. I don't know what it is in the garage. Outside, it's only like 70. I should have the garage open. Oops. Tampa, weather. So this is what today the high is 81. Then it climbs to 84, 88, 95, 91, 94, 98, 98. Oh, next Wednesday is going to be brutal with you guys. Oh, jeez. That is going to be awful, considering I'm sweating pretty hard right now and it's 81. I think, what's the humidity today? It says it's only 38%. Today should be nice. I don't understand. John with the 7 months. Thank you, man. That's crazy. That does feel, because you joined during the Micron build, right? It's like 96 Fahrenheit. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so quite a few of you are in New York City then. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Is your guys's, I wonder if when the heat wave comes this way, if it's going to be nicer for you guys over there. Do you know if you guys are supposed to get better weather next week when it gets hot on towards the western United States? Okay, before I tighten anything firmly, I want to verify that this is still sliding smoothly. Fingers crossed. No, it's rubbing again. I wonder if I need to apply more push force when I'm tightening it. Yeah, it's like right on the edge. It's right on the edge. If these parts were just a hair shorter, it wouldn't be an issue. Okay. Probably gonna have to mess around with this on my own. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing. I'm also gonna hit up Siboor and just say, hey, like, does anyone else ran into this? And if so, what did they end up doing? Curious, like, do I need to apply more force as I'm tightening? I don't think the extrusion is bent. The issue we ran into is, so I had routed the belts wrong and I thought it was because of my belts, but I figured out the belt situation. But basically what's happening is, wait, there we go. So the top corner, the top back edge of the linear rail, when it passes these printed parts, it's not doing it now because I loosened it all, but it's just rubbing. So it either stops completely, or if I put enough force I can push it through. But right now it's fine since I've loosened the rail, but when I snug it up, like I mean, we're talking like maybe a millimeter. So someone had the idea, I can't remember, who was it Clown that had the idea? I think it was Clown. No, Lord Git. It was Lord Git. Had the idea of try loosening, because I used an alignment jig to center this rail, but they had the idea of, hey, maybe if you loosen the rail, you can have it favor this side because I don't need very much. And it's like when it's loose, it seems to be working fine, but when I tighten it up, it was rubbing again. So the other idea I have possibly is if I loosen these screws and I see if I can make the extrusion favor the bottom side of the T-nut, maybe the combined effort of both of those things would be would clear it, you know? Maybe the extrusion is too high on the brow. Yeah, I think that's what I was just saying, right? Loosen these guys and try to see if I can get the extrusion to drop down a little bit. That's probably what I'll do, is try tightening this up one more time and then doing that. We got 2 more minutes on the giveaway, so if you have not, wait, what did Aaron say? Triple the next 10 days. What do you mean? It's not gonna be triple digits here the next 10 days. But yeah, I'll play around with that. Oops, let me zoom in a little. I'll play around with that between this week and next week. Basically, by next week, I will have the ToolHead mounted. I'll let you guys know if both of those end up working. And then probably plug in some cables to the ToolHead board, which will leave us with just the last bit of the electronics and then powering it on. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Extreme case take some sandpaper. Yeah, it wouldn't honestly take a lot of sandpaper either. I just would rather not disassemble because where those are, since it passes through the bearing, I'd have to take this off, which is no big deal, disconnect this, but then like this is bolted up here, which would mean I'd have to remove this, which would mean I'd have to remove the belts. Like it's the disassembly process would kind of suck. If I had to, I would. I mean, it needs to work, but I'm hoping that with a little bit of, excuse me, I'm hoping with a little bit of play, we can get it to work. Because yeah, I mean, even just loosening the screws a few turns, it's perfect right now. No, there's no friction. But yeah, when I tightened up the rail, I saw that it didn't just tighten it up, it twists a little bit, because when it's loose right now, it's got just a little bit of not just left and right play, but like angled play as well. So I feel pretty confident we'll be able to get it. feel pretty confident we'll get it. But yeah, I am glad though that we found it now versus when the printer's done and I went to home it and there was just problems. But it is interesting. You'd think they would have built a little bit more tolerance and that this wasn't necessary. Okay, let's see if we go. Yeah, so there's that. So we wrapped up the ToolHead. Yeah, I'll basically get us to here next week. So next week we are installing electronics and wiring and powering on. That'll be the game plan. I want to say we'll just stream for 3 hours next week so that we can definitely finish this, but with it being 100 something, there's no way I'm gonna be able to. Jack? I think Jack wants to say hi. Let me see. Oops. Giveaways closing in a minute. I'm gonna let Jack spin if he wants to the wheel. Jackson? Were you trying to come out here? Do you want to spin the wheel? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Cool. All right. Jack is gonna spin the wheel. I love you too, buddy. Thought I heard somebody at the door. Okay, so you're gonna sit for a minute, okay? Because we gotta let everybody. He said, "Hi, everybody. I like your Spider-Man rash guard. That's pretty cool." All right, so it's a new one. I like it a lot. All right, so you been eating peanut butter? You need to smell like peanut butter, dude. You're just making Daddy hungry. Okay, so 1 more minute. No, don't touch anything yet. I'm gonna close the giveaway. I'll give 60 seconds closing the giveaway after that, and then 60 seconds for anyone filling out. So you gotta wait like 2 minutes, then we can do the giveaway. Okay? Okay. So how's your day going? Pretty good. Where are you going after this? Gymnastics. Are you so excited? You're doing gymnastics? On a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you? You have to choose. On a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you? A little bit? Yeah, okay. Everyone's saying hi. Hey, don't play with your... No. Oh, yeah. We're working on potty training. It's been the theme of the week. Is officially transitioning from your school. I told them that we went to check out a preschool. Huh? I told them we went to check out a preschool. They said to go to the school, right? You have to be fully potty trained, right? So you go to the bathroom by yourself and no assistance, and you leave by yourself, no assistance, right? That's what we're working on. All right, we're gonna. That's tape. That's painter's tape. Is that what it's called, or is it masking? That's painter's tape. Okay, I am going to.
Ice cream for Jack after gymnastics.
Did you hear that? What did it say? It said ice cream for Jack after gymnastics. You think you want ice cream after gymnastics? Yeah. Do you think we have to talk to mommy though? Make sure mommy's okay with it. Can you say thank you nice? Thank you nice. You want to press the button for nice so I give him a sound? Ice cream sounds really good. All right, here.
Which one?
You pick. It's your choice.
I like this one.
I wonder what's for dinner.
Really? Thank you, nice. All right, let's. Yeah, you're gonna spin the wheel. We are gonna remove and then unpin this message. Okay, everybody filling out the form. You got 60 seconds. Okay, and Jack's gonna spin the wheel. Also, just thinking you might be able to get a deburring tool up there. Ooh. Hold on. I don't think... Oh! You might be right. There is a gap. Let me grab... Just checking, we ran into a slight issue. Oh my gosh, a deburring tool totally fits. Lord Git? Dude, all right, we're gonna... You wanna do a sound effect for Lord Git? He's had some really solid ideas today. All right, do a different one for him, okay? I don't know. It's your choice, but just not the same one.
I don't.
Yeah, do it. Perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea. All right. Tell them what you told me about ice cream. Are you talking about last night or the night before? So Aaron's been getting drumsticks, and I have no self-control at all. And so every night after I put Jackson to bed, we watch an episode of TV, and it's been like, hey, you want an ice cream? Hey, do you want an ice cream? Me, like, I'm the one asking her because I want a drumstick. Hold on, let's sit for a sec. So I told her that once we ran out of this batch of drumsticks, like, you're not allowed to buy drumsticks anymore. And she said, well, just because I buy them doesn't mean you got to have them. And I said, I have no self-control. If it was just me, I would not buy them because I wouldn't be tempted by them. If I know a drumstick is in the freezer, it needs to be eaten. So I think that's what you're talking about. I have homemade ice cream left. I'll share it. Chocolate strawberry. That sounds so good.
I like that one.
That sounds great. Okay, we're gonna do the giveaway. So let me grab everybody's name. We got 68 responses. Did we hit 50 likes? That was our goal. Did we hit 50 likes?
Dada.
It is me. We got 43 likes and 69 viewers. Nice. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We're trying to get to 50. Okay. So 68 responses, almost 69.
Sony says 9, Dada.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah, here. All right. Okay, so before we do, let me change it to here. All right, so before we do the giveaway, I just want to thank Polymaker for letting us do these giveaways. They are, I'll show you. Give me 1 second till he's talking. Giveaways are global, so if you're in the US or Canada and a few other countries, you will win a gift card. Everywhere else gets to pick a spool of filament off the website, up to $35 in value. You will receive an email from me within 24 hours. It has a form and a unique code that you'll need. And yeah, thanks to Polymaker. I said earlier too, but I think I updated the link in the description, so it's actually my affiliate link.
Button.
Yeah, hold on. But Polymaker is having a bunch of deals right now for their restocking sale. A lot of colors, right? And a lot of stuff is like 35% off. So if you do want to support the channel and pick up some filament, this is definitely a good time to do so. Okay, on that note, we're gonna let Jack pick. So pick any number, and Daddy's gonna spin the wheel or shuffle the wheel that many times. Pick a number. So you have to say it into the microphone so they can hear.
1.
1? You sure? That's it? You want to think on it, or you really want 1?
3.
3? We'll do 3. All right, 3 it is. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, good luck, everybody. You want to click to spin the wheel? Okay, so here, I'll put it right here. All you're gonna do is click this button right here. Okay? Yeah. No. This one right here. Yeah. All right. Good luck, everyone.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Wow.
DSMGLI. Dlungli is our winner, Jackie. All right. So you have to. We'll press the button, but it has to be. This button. Side view. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. And then there we go. And then. Wait, where is it? That's the one. Okay, and then we got clap our hands. We say congratulations to you, DSMGLI. So I will send you an email this evening with the form and the code. Okay, I'm gonna run you back inside. Actually, I can say goodbye. Let's say goodbye. Yeah, we'll end it here. Thank you guys all for hanging out. We'll be here next week. It'll be 20 degrees warmer. I'm going to figure out. The main goal was to get the tool head done today, and we did. I just didn't get a chance to mount it. So here is our tool head. Look at it. It's got. See the kitty ears?
Oh, yeah.
Do you see the kitty ears?
Okay, have fun.
You can't have this one. No, it's for the printer. You see the kitty ears?
Where's Benny?
It's because it's a fan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. We need to figure out the x-axis linear rail is rubbing on some of the printed parts when it gets to the end. So
Yeah.
we need to figure that out. But we have basically 3 things we can do, which I'll probably just try. Using deburring tool, because that'll be the easiest one versus trying to loosen the other one. So I'll probably have it favor the front, use the deburring tool, then hopefully that'll just fix it. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for hanging out and for all the likes and all the comments and the memberships. There's a ton of renewed memberships. So
Look at me.
can you stay on 2 legs right now, please? Thank you. And for the donations and just for everybody being awesome. For everyone in Canada, I hope you have a great rest of your Canada Day. And for everybody in the States that's celebrating, I hope you have a happy 4th. Please be
Safe.
please be safe. Say that. Please be safe. That's good.
Be safe.
Be safe. And I will see you guys all, next Wednesday. All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.
God bless you.